Okay, Taurus, this one's for you. Welcome. This is Tarot Lumination with your love and relationship report. Oops. For July 2017. And that's you, Taurus, okay? So, what was I going to say? We've just started. Yeah. So, please, I invite you to watch the little introduction video. It's going to help understand the reading and the spread and how we do it. Please also watch the behind the scenes video for this playlist because that'll help you understand the deeper elements of the spread and why we do it this way. Also, you know the drill. We've done all this before. Watch for your sun, your moon, and your rising, okay? Mush it all together in case this little reading sounds like cuckoo land to you, okay? So it might make sense to somebody and might not make sense to everybody. We don't know. This is just a general broad energy reading for love and relationship. We're not going into any details, okay? So cards were already well shuffled in advance, and we're just taking it up to the last second for you so that you are a witness. And just so you know, no reversals, no flyers, no jumpers, no oracles. This is very stripped down, bare bone tarot, okay? And we're just going to do what we can. Get a little narrative going here for you, all right? So here we go, Taurus. We're going to cut now and then roll. Do it like that, and then like that, and then like that, and then like that. So, let's say this is you and your energy. Let's say this is a significant other and their energy. Going way deeper into you and your energy. This might be hidden. This might be wonderful, delightful, scary, or very sublime. We don't know. And the same with the other. We don't know yet. And then going into the status of the relationship itself. And since relationships have energy and fluidity and life of their own, they create momentum, which would be where we're heading here in the context of a significant relationship. And just in case you didn't watch those videos and you're just jumping right in, Tarot Illumination likes to read on the understanding that there is significant energy between the parties here, and it isn't just like two people like, oh, hello, oh, hello, what can I get out of you? What can I get out of you? What are you trying to get out of me? What are you trying to get out of me stuff? No. This is on the understanding that you have created kind of a sacred space. Think of it as a crucible, a structure which is designed to withstand immense pressures that occur in the context of significant relationship, where it's like both parties agree to create a safe space, a safe zone where they can intimate and separate and go through all the worst of themselves and the best of themselves without exploding. It just alchemizes everything instead of just dissolving and just turning into a mess. So the crucible, the relationship itself, is very much a part of the reading, and it's on the understanding that the relationship has an identity of its own, okay? Separate from your identity and the other identity. So also we read for the weather. So, dear Taurus, I call this a little weather card in the background. It's just like pervasive energy. It would just be like, I wonder what it's like today. I'm going to go look outside. Oh, what is that? Wow, it's not so bad. Or, oh God, it's pissing down. Oh well, whatever it is, you just deal with it, okay? It's not going to ruin your life. But guess what, little Taurus, you're okay. You got the little wish come true card. Isn't that cute? Isn't that adorable? Now don't get all cocky here, Taurus, okay? This is like ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha 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 energy. Ha ha ha, doopy doopy doo. Look at me, ha ha ha. So I'm happy. It's happy. It's happy, happy, happy energy. It's love, love, love energy. So it's very nice for you, Taurus, to have that. We don't just take it all for granted, because it's not everybody who gets that card, honestly. I mean, I've never seen it in that position before. So frankly, you're lucky. I just hope you're aware of that. All right, so dear Taurus, let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look. What's going on with you? Bing! Okay, Taurus. You know, this is like kind of the ultimate card of happiness. This is loopy loo. You're starting off with prevailing conditions that are very supportive for being happy and having a loving relationship. So that's fine, great. And it might be deep inside, you actually feel like you own it and like you got it. And it's almost like it's just like shining out of your butt. And that's awesome. That's very, very cute. Um, so, um, like it's hard to I don't it's hard, it's almost like I don't know what to say anymore. It's like the reading is just like why bother. Here you go, here's your sun card. Everything's great, everything's wonderful, loopy doopy doo, fine, thank you. So you might be radiating this energy now, Taurus. This might be your natural state of being, which might have been like hidden under layers and blankets and covered in like all sorts of um I don't know, just the stuff of life, which kind of can almost smother us in such a way that we're not even aware. We just think, well, that's what life is. And yet underneath, as you start to pick away and chip away, you discover there's this shiny golden self that is radiating this super power energy of, this is literally the energy of heaven at maximum radiance. This is just like it's not a love card per se, but it is the energy of joy. It's the energy of happiness. It's the energy of having it all and being completely and utterly shameless in sharing it and radiating that energy. Even if for you, Taurus, because Taurus are typically very they don't necessarily have to feel that showy or abundant with their energy. It's something that they would contain and that they would own. And other people might notice, they might sense it more like an aura, so to speak. So you might be having a very radiant aura right now, which is very much in alignment with this. It's almost like we can say, this is your card. Okay? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it. There's a little naked kid, but like this is now you. Okay? Bing, bing. So great. Awesome, Taurus. I don't know if it's possible to beat that. So it's just okay. And I'm also kind of scared, like it's off to such a start, like anything else from here is kind of downhill. I don't want to spoil it for you, but geez, I don't know how to top this. I don't know what to say. So I'm happy for you, Taurus. Great. So in Cancer, by the way, Cancerian energy is typically very, very supportive. Energy that works very, very well with Taurus. So you just might be enjoying that because it just happens to be there right now. So that's great. Let's keep moving. What's going on with a significant other? Dun, 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 dun. They may be coming into a state of reckoning with themselves, okay? And this is very, very, very different energy from yours. They might be going through this like a period of where, in a very kind of calculated, realistic, well thought out, unambiguous, almost unemotional manner, coming into a sense of dominion over themselves, where it's like, it's about time I get my act together. So, in other words, let's say here's this person over here. Geez, I'm in this significant relationship with this person over here, and they've got all this. How the hell am I supposed to rise up to that? I mean, it's impossible. Like, this is almost impossible to top that. So it might be, Taurus, you might be relating to an individual here in the context of a significant relationship who is extremely aware of this energy and who is also fully aware of the surrounding conditions and environment that are very, very supportive to a very loving relationship. However, deep inside, it's exposing them to their own truth about themselves, about in such a way that it's almost like, here's what I'm feeling here for you, Taurus. It's almost like this is a significant other who is determined, absolutely determined to live the truth of this relationship, not some phony, bogus, fake thing, not any kind of like compromised thing, but everything within their capacity to rise up and at least get somewhat close to this kind of level of frequency. And it might be quite hard for this significant other because they're already maxed out, so to speak. They're already operating at the best of their abilities, the highest of their frequencies. And that just means they're going to have to keep going. And that's a little bit scary. So, in a very, it's like very clear understanding for a significant other that they are being called out. They have their work cut out for them. They are going to have to, let's say, rise up to their highest capacity, their highest abilities. And at the same time, even though this energy of love here that you might be radiating, Taurus, is so wonderful, it can be almost blinding, okay? It can almost be completely, it's like, it's very rare that this ever happens, okay, Taurus, for anybody. So if you happen to be radiating this kind of energy, this much love at this kind of frequency, it can almost be intimidating. Like, what would anybody do with that? How could anybody possibly be an equal to that? And so you might be dealing, this significant other might be saying to themselves, okay, well, there's no point in trying to deal with it that way. Let's just stick to the truth of who they are. Let's say, significant other, I am a significant other. I am going to stick to my absolute truth, unwavering truth. I will not buckle. I will not bend. I will not dishonor myself in order to like bend and twist or compromise the relationship. In other words, this other has complete determination to honor and respect themselves and their own subjective truth in the context of a significant relationship without demeaning or undermining your radiance and your power in any way, shape, or form, retaining their dignity of self, allowing you to retain your dignity of self, even though it might be very hard for them. How am I going to do this? It might be hard for them to, like, if you're radiating way up here, Taurus, and that's just wonderful, great, and they're like here because in one way or another they're struggling and they're doing everything they can, but it's like there's not exact parity. It's just almost like they're just doing everything they can to hold in and hang in, and that's very noble. It's very honorable, but it's also quite challenging for the significant other. So, but at least there's dignity here, okay? You're dealing with a significant other who honors themselves and respects themselves in this really, like, honestly, divinely blessed situation. I mean, it's crazy. Like, look at this coming in. It's very supportive. It's almost like things lining up for you, Taurus. Just like, I'm all that. And you're totally content and happy with that, and you can operate and function with that in the context of a significant relationship without feeling threatened or worried about their personal struggles. It's not your problem, Taurus. You live your life, they live their life, but it's being conducted in the context of what looks to be a very blessed, fortunate relationship dynamic here, where there is, even though this is not a love card, the relationship itself is very blessed with love, to the point where the love energy can flow at really high frequencies, okay? There might be wavering around and things like that as things come into balance, because this is like indisputable radiance over here. And it's just your radiance may be putting a significant other on the spot where they're being called out, so to speak. And they might struggle with that. Let's just keep going. Okay, we're having fun here. Let's just keep going. What's going on deeper inside of you, Taurus? Okay. You might be worried. You might be anxious that there's something wrong here. You might be concerned that, okay, sometimes I often use the words theft, betrayal, deception, a little bit of sneakiness going on here. And if this is an energy that's like percolating deep inside of you. It could be an awareness that it's like, okay, like here's the significant other, and let's say in honoring and respecting themselves, just living their life according to their best and highest capabilities with the best and loving intentions, it could trigger this feeling like, how the hell did they get to me? How the hell did they get inside of my world and have this effect on me, so to speak? Because it's a little bit of a tippy over type of energy, because like some ways this card is described, somebody who's just been very, very smart and very stealthy has figured out how to get in, like through the side door, so to speak, and get to the very, very core of a situation, and it's been actually, it's almost like they got away with it. So deep down inside, this is wonderful, Taurus, but something inside of you might be puzzling, like, how the hell did this happen? How the hell did this significant other get to me? Because it doesn't make any sense. Because, okay, so it might be wonderful. It might be like a wish come true kind of relationship, and it might be blessed with love, and the circumstances and the environment might be very supportive. However, it's a feeling like, whew, like, who do they think they are? What do they think they're doing? How do they expect to get away with this? I am all of this. I cannot be undermined. I cannot be threatened. I cannot be undone. And yet, somehow or other, they're getting to me. How dare they? It's okay. It's good. I'm still awesome anyway, but I am kind of curious. How did you do that? And the other one is saying, well, I'm just being me. Excuse me if you don't mind. Thank you very much. So let's not stress too much about that, okay? We're just going to deal with that. That might be just a bit of a puzzle for you, dear Taurus, like an intellectual puzzle, because they might be using a lot of their, let's say, intellectual capacities in order to conduct themselves and figure out how the heck they are going to rise up to your frequencies, because it's almost, it doesn't matter who is in this relationship. If you're coming in with this, it's almost like anybody and anything is going to be challenged to rise up to that level. And not that that's a bad thing. It could be very stimulating. It could be very encouraging. It could be very nurturing, because that could be, in other words, your energy here in the context of a very loving relationship could be really, really good for this other party. It's just a little bit unique in the way that it's happening. Like the way the story unfolds for the individual over here, and the way it unfolds for you over here, which in a way seems very natural and perfect and ordained and blessed from up above. So that's wonderful, except like, all I'm just saying is allow for the feelings inside of you where you might feel like, there is something mighty strange and peculiar about what's happening here, and I know it. I just don't know how they did it. I don't know how they got to me, because I am all that, and I have so much love to offer, and I'm so happy with who I am already. And yet, this is going on in my life and my world. And of course, Taurus, you like stability. You like the securities. You like the comforts. You like things to be just as they are, and nice and rock solid and stable. And all of a sudden, this is going on. And you're dealing with this. Let's have a look. What's going on deeper inside of them? Oh, they're kind of wondering what is going on. Like, I've been through a lot. Is this ever going to work out? Am I just full of woe is me? Am I going through the Cancerian period? Okay, look, this is a Taurus reading for July, okay? But you might be dealing with a character who's living through this July period, Cancerian energy, where they might be, let's say, afflicted. Because It's a very, very tough energy, this Cancer new moon. It's very wonderful in some ways, but Mars is not very comfortable in the sign of Cancer, okay? Mars likes to be out there to charge and like go forth and do stuff and to take action and like achieve and win. And then when you put that in the sign of Cancer, it's all about like, oh, like we got to take care of the home, like uh, it's almost like unsettling. It's almost unsettling for some people. So this character over here, this King of Swords character that the energy that they're radiating might be because deep inside they're struggling with issues inside of themselves of very, very long-term, like residual energy that's being exposed in their relationship with you, dear Taurus, that is making them doubt themselves to the point like, okay, they might be fully aware of how wonderful this opportunity is right now, but it's exposing a lot of weaknesses inside of themselves where they are exposed to their past, so to speak. In other words, the Cancerian energy might be hitting them very strongly, where they're looking at like the past, like, oh, could have this or could have, and this is before they could have ever even have known you. And it's just exposing a lot of energies and issues inside of themselves where, like in the beauty of this relationship, in the context of this love and abundance and brightness and opportunity, they are starting to see a lot of stuff in themselves of regret and woe is me, and if only this, if only that, and if only that, then maybe I would have been a better person by now. But tough, I'm already doing the best I can, being whoever I can, and honoring my own subjective truth here. Maybe it's just not good enough for you, dear Taurus. But I'm determined. But deep inside, they're actually very shaky and emotionally unstable and emotionally perhaps broken, emotionally frail, to the point where it's like cyclical energy that goes round on itself. They keep focusing on the shadows and the aspects in the past and coulda, woulda, shoulda. Oh, like, oh, woe is me stuff. And in the process, they're forgetting that they're actually in a very loving relationship, okay? And they might be doing everything the best they can. Really and truly, they may be doing that. But still, they're still like, I'm not saying obsessed with how everything went wrong before any of this ever happened for them. And you're just fine with how you are and who you are. You're just loving it, okay? And how things are moving along and how it's evolving, puzzling over how it actually came to be, because it's a little bit peculiar. And yet, for them, in their experience, it's like they're getting to, it's like reflection of self. They're getting a reflection back of themselves, which is exposing them to the weakest and like lowest parts of themselves, which they would rather not have to deal with, but are there, but they have to be dealt with, because that's how they come into honoring themselves and trying to rise up to who they should be. It's just a bit burdensome. They know the love is there. It's just they're distracted by their own shadows, their own woe is me. So that's their problem. It's not your problem, Taurus, but it could be undermining a bit of the sense of stability and the warmth and the light. Okay. So let's go deeper. I just want to relate this to this. Okay. The little Four of Cups here. So all we need for this significant other to come into parity and more equilibrium is obviously for them to tap further into the attitude of gratitude. They may be doing everything they can to the best they can already. It's just that it's a serious struggle because they might have endured serious struggles that led to a lot of emotional doldrums, old ancient heartaches, unresolved pain and issues of the heart that are just like shadows lingering, instead of focusing on right now, the good stuff that's happening right now, the love right now, right in front of them. You, Taurus. So please be willing to forgive them as they go through this process, because they are enjoying and appreciating the same opportunistic weather conditions as you. It's just that it's affecting them in a very different way. So let's just allow for that. Let's look at the status. What's kind of going on there? Okay, in the context of the relationship, it's exposing a tremendous amount of pain and suffering that may have been endured by both parties, okay, in the context of a relationship. So despite all your radiance and loving light and everything, it may, like the status of the relationship could, okay, so this is the Ten of Swords, all right? So this is a really scary card for most people, but you have to understand that it's like, it's the end of all pain and misery, so to speak. So if you're in a state of the relationship where you're realizing that by honoring the relationship, in other words, you, Taurus, honoring the relationship, allowing them to live their experience, even if it's painful and confusing for you to watch, it's not your business. Let them be them. You stick to being you. Honor the context, honor the relationship, and let it unfold. And allow all the pain and suffering and the wounds that have been carried within both of you to come to the surface, so that there becomes a full realization that neither party ever has to endure this kind of pain again. And you kind of make a commitment, like with yourself primarily, first of all, and with a significant other. Like, if we're going to do this, if we're going to continue in this path, we have to understand that this is an opportunity for us to really like clean up our own pain and suffering. Because for you, Taurus, to be radiating this much light, it's very possible that you may have had to endure tremendous amounts of pain and suffering yourself, and to rise up to this. In other words, you might not have been born this way. This might be like a legacy of lifetimes of pain and suffering and grief and hardship that you graciously endured over and over again, to rise up to this level where you are indefeatable. And when it comes to what love really is, it's so strong in you, it's so powerful, it's almost like nothing can undermine this. Not even all the pains and sufferings of the past, your past, the pains and sufferings of their past. This is actually an opportunity for healing, so to speak, because all the issues that need to be healed in the context of a significant relationship can become exposed, because that's how you grow and heal. In other words, you don't just have a relationship and it's happy because it's happy. Like in a loving, growing relationship, you can relate with a significant other in such a way that you remove obstacles to happiness. You could soothe each other. You can heal each other by systematically, very gently over extended periods of time, removing all these obstacles, soothing yourself, soothing each other, so that all the betrayals and pains and sufferings that you've had to endure, dear Taurus, that they've had to endure in their own way, are exposed in the context of the relationship. So now the relationship has the chance and the opportunity to be a vehicle of love and healing. If that makes any sense to you, Taurus. I hope so. I know it might be sounding like an absurd way for Tarot Lumination to read that card for you, but that's how it feels here on this side of the screen. Because by going through, in other words, by revealing it to heal it, by removing the obstacles to love, you actually open yourself to new vistas and new horizons, okay? That are all clear, all clear. Where does this lead, okay? It leads to dominion. It leads to taking ownership and mastery of, let's say, the relationship itself. Remember, Taurus, we're trying to read this as your love and relationship reading for you, Taurus, about you in a significant relationship with a significant other. okay, where it is a chosen relationship and you're conducting this in the safe space of a crucible. Because it is chosen, you are entering into this energy field knowing that you're going to experience the best and the worst of each other. And in so doing, guess what? That is exactly what happens. And that's the beauty of the crucible. That's the beauty of the relationship. It allows this to occur without everything imploding and exploding. It can be the, it's like, it's like all the wounds are, one by one revealed. And that's beautiful for both parties because it can be mutually healing. And in so doing, it leads to a momentum where you, Taurus, for your reading about this relationship with a significant other, come to a position of, let's say complete rulership, okay? Where you've got it down, you understand all this, you get it, despite how weird this might be, like the way it's actually unfolding, no matter how it's incomprehensible how they actually got to you, because you might have been so happy in the way you are, the way you were, or whatever. And then to have to deal with this energy over here and then how it manifests in the relationship over here is really quite not disturbing, but puzzling. I'm just going to use the word puzzling. But in so doing, it's like, boom, it allows the the love and the healing to occur. The healing power of love can now permeate the whole relationship for the benefit of yourselves and each other, where it becomes mutually supportive. And in so doing, you come to understand, like, whatever, let's say, emotional turbulence, emotional turmoil may have been stirred up in your relationship with a significant other, like massive amounts of emotional lusciousness, turmoil, ecstasy, pain, sorrow, that could be very destabilizing for most people. You actually have got it together to the point where, like, don't worry, because guess what? I'm Taurus and I got this. And none of this and none of this and none of this is going to destabilize me, Taurus, in my significant relationship with this significant other. We got this, okay? In other words, it's no worries, people, no worries. We can handle this. We're going to do this because it's almost like, Taurus, you already have that level of mastery and you have achieved it. It's just that it never had to be expressed before, because you may have never been challenged to this degree before, where you have it all and at the same time you are exposed to the worst of it all. So it's almost like, whatever it is, that Dickens book, something, it was the best of times and it was the worst of times, and you've got it all in one significant relationship, and you rule, okay, Taurus, you rule, okay? So bravo, well done. It's looking good for you. I'm happy I got to read this for you. You can reinterpret however you want. Okay, that's your choice. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. And please make the best of it. The Cancerian energy is very supportive for you. And so make the best of it. I think I said everything. Yeah, you got it. You got it down. Don't worry, Taurus. And you're like bulletproof anyway. It's just like, it doesn't even matter about any of the cards or what Tarot Lumination says. You're completely bulletproof. So don't you worry, Taurus. All right. Oh, just one last thing. I'm sorry. In terms of the context of the relationship, this is your relationship reading, okay? And it includes a significant other. And with these cards here and these positions, I feel obliged to say that you may have met your match, an equal, so to speak, in terms of like capacity and capabilities. There's no clashing of energies here. It's just that there's a strong energy of parity. And sometimes that can be the most challenging kind of energy, but it can also be the most rewarding. And I'll stop talking in a moment, but it can just indicate that you've got a lot of this and they have the potential, but in the relationship itself, there's a lot of parity. In other words, like even though the significant other might be struggling, you're up here, they're struggling and wavering here, wavering and wavering. It's still in balance. It's very, very, very well balanced. Okay, so good for you, Taurus. I hope you have a super July, and thanks for visiting. Bye bye.